Yep. Let's get it going. We got game day. It's game day. Let's get it popping. This is what we here for. We got our day today. I'm looking forward to the day, getting to see some of this football. Shedeur Sanders is starting at quarterback today. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to come break this down to you guys. Don't forget, coming up after this, before we get to anything, coming up after this, just to let you know, we got, you see what it is, Browns versus Bills watch party. Browns versus Bills watch party live. So when you get done with this, be looking for it. We got the watch party. We're going to take a look and see what's going on. Maybe everybody else done forgot there's an actual football game going on. Y'all been doing too much arguing back and forth on the internet. People arguing back and forth on the internet, and they forgot it's a doggone football game you get paid to cover. Oops. Y'all boys, it's looking nasty out here for a lot of people. What are you doing? I'm just asking the question, what are we doing in general? What are we doing, brethren? My colleagues is out here losing it. I'm going to just give them a little word of advice and see if we can get them off the get them off the ledge. Because right now, there's a lot of jumping without parachutes. For what? For what reason, fellas? Let's talk to him. But we got the watch party coming up, man. Shedeur Sanders going to get a start. We're going to see. Hey, listen, Todd Monkey, you better give him one of them receivers, too. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, you better give him, I better see a Bond, a Concepcion. I need to see Denzel Boston. Don't play with me, bro. Stop playing around. I need to see some of these up top dudes. If you ain't gonna play some of your veterans, that's cool. But you better give me a couple weapons out there. We're gonna be looking at it. You know what it is. We got a great show planned for you today. You got a great show planned for you today, and we got to talk about something. We're gonna talk about later on in the show. Man, listen, bro. Y'all we better be locked in and tapped in. We catch up, bro. I'm going to do some educating today. We got a football game to be played. It's games to be played and stuff to be done on that football field today, and that's what we do. As a football guy, you don't waste no opportunities to go out there and put your stuff on tape. As a football dude, you don't waste no opportunities. You never know when this opportunity in this game could be taken away from you. So excuse me for being a little upset because I feel like people, I'm checked out. How you going to be checked out for a whole game? That's the problem, bro. This is the thing I told y'all about. When you get caught up in the soap operas, A Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, Guiding Light, soap operas like Dallas and Dynasty, you still running around after Miss Chancellor and them and Victor Newman? Come on, man. You talk about Bo? Come on now. Santa Barbara? Come on now. When you get caught up in all this back and forth narrative ball, what happens is games start happening, and all week there ain't nothing about a game. How is it that we cover sports all week, and this is what we talking about? No game. No scheme, no players, no injuries, no nothing. We talking about a person and what they said about a tracker. Y'all better catch up, man. I've been trying to educate people, and sometimes this is y'all's problem, and I'm telling about in people in general. I be up here kicking this game to y'all, and there's some people that only want receipts. Let me tell you about receipts. Receipts is dangerous. You know why receipts? Receipts give you instant gratification. When you get receipts, you be like, man, I told you, you said this before, and guess what? This is the receipt. Yeah, receipts feel good, but it don't keep you ahead of the learning curve. See, what I've been trying to give you is that work. I've been trying to give you that food for thought. I've been trying to give you, I've been trying to let you know what's going on. See, but some people, G. Bush, you trying to do a college dissertation. You coming up here, you trying to be a dissertation. You lost me, get to the point. That's the point. Your attention span is too low. You up here wanting the receipts, but then when it come to pass, you confused. I gave you the game plan 3 weeks ago. I dropped a video 3 weeks ago that told you what was coming today. I dipped into my magic ball, my glass ball, and I dipped into it and I said, oh future, what shall it be? And I gave it to you on my first joint, and y'all aimed out. Didn't really appreciate it till the second one came out. So I stretched the game out, X your name out, put G Bush on top. Drop hits nonstop. See, if you caught that, if you know, you know. 773 in here. Let's keep it pushing. Maybe y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's get to this. And this is why you say, dang, G Bush, you came out cooking. That's because we should have already knew what type of time we was on today. Let's talk about it. I was doing something, by the way, yesterday. I was doing something yesterday, and I wasn't even on the internet. You know what I was doing? You know what I was doing? I was doing this. Yeah, that's me, Tyvis, and Earl, right? We celebrating. We had a celebration dinner. You know why we were celebrating? It wasn't because we was on the internet going back and forth with people. We was doing what we said we were supposed to be doing. We said we were supposed to be doing. Yesterday, we've been had a plan all together. God is good. The blessings continue to keep rolling in. A couple of weeks ago, we did the Lazy Bone interview. Big move. Prior to that, we did the Coach Prime interview. We appreciate Coach Prime. Shout out to Bucky. I got the chance to talk to him at camp, meet him, briefly as he was on the job at training camp in the Bills practice. I also had an opportunity, Dope B came on the show. So my thing was, we can continue to move. But while everybody else is moving around, you know what we doing? I told y'all I'm building an ark. I ain't got no time for it. We ain't got no time to be arguing back and forth. Well, we just had our first in-studio big name in the building. You see it? Crazy Bone in the building. Crazy Bone in the building. Dennis Cash in the building. That interview was beautiful. I want to thank Crazy Bone for blessing us to come through and put on. Me, Tyvis, and Earl, we interviewed him yesterday in the studio. We got to talk about culture. We talked about sports. We talked about his life. We talked about, his health scare. He talked about the community initiatives and the things that he's doing in Cleveland, buying back whole blocks, putting on for the city. And we talked to him. We talked to him for about an hour and a half. And the great thing about that is we did that. And I want to thank my wife, Rosie. I want to thank her for her tireless work. Everything that you see when it comes to that studio, it's been 2 people involved. I want to thank my mother. My mother is almost 70-something years old, but she a genius when it comes to this stuff. Everything in that studio, we put hands on it. Everything. We ain't had no wiring engineer. We ain't had no practical, technical people come through. Everything you see, from acoustic paneling to cameras to microphones to wiring to floor bases and to bars and whatever it is, we did it. And through the grace of God, we was able to do that. But I'm just proud of the fact that we had a vision of, hey, let's separate and do our own. Let's separate and build on our own. Let's build into people. Let's go ahead and pour into people. And I'm proud to say that everybody that worked on the barbershop, everybody that worked that come on, they get paid. Every single person. So I want to thank you guys for your support, because the support you offer goes directly back into the community and what we're trying to do. So thank you. And it's just the first of many to come. First of many. Blessings. Blessings. Let's get to it. We want to appreciate that. While I was doing the interview, I heard all hell was breaking loose. I turned on the internet. These folks was over here going crazy. I said, what are we talking about? Dogs podcast. There were no touchdowns and passes by Shedeur yesterday. Live with it, realize it, accept it. This is on the backlash against the quarterback tracker at joint practice. I said, what? Just hold on. What are we doing? They're like, despite video evidence, he refuses to say that there was a touchdown. I said, oh my goodness. I turned around and looked at Rosie. I said, what the heck did we miss? What did we miss? I don't know, man. Let me take a look at this, because I thought I had, listen, let me see this. This is crazy work here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Because when I saw this, I said, huh? This is what we're doing? This is what we're doing? Well, we're gonna get to it. Let me pull this up. Because I gotta make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna screenshot that. That's the one I wanted. Mm-hmm. Pardon me. Yep, here we go. So I jump on Twitter and I'm like, man, let me read the tea leaves. I ain't saying nothing today. The Browns podcast says, despite clear evidence, Tony Grossi remains adamant that Shedeur Sanders did not throw any touchdown passes against the Buffalo Bills in joint practice. They were not touchdown passes by Shedeur yesterday. Live with it. Realize it. Accept it. Sanders connected downfield with Malachi Corley on a play where Corley easily scored. Later, Sanders threw a screen to Casey Concepcion, who hit the crease for a score. People are making this quarterback tracker drama about specific quarterbacks. That part where they're missing is by doing this, the Browns scored against the Bills defense. Casey, Corley, and these young guys made plays in the scrimmage that should be celebrated by fans, not scrutinized because of who threw the pass. Okay. So I said, oh, wow. Publication versus publication. See, I like is this the accountability piece? Okay, let's see what happened here. So now they got the situation. Let's hear what you had to say about it. I want to hear it.
They're playing by rules, and the rule is if you're touched, you're down. If the player continues into the end zone and the referee does not signal touchdown, it's not a touchdown. Okay, there were no touchdown passes by Shedeur yesterday. All right, live with it, realize it, accept it. Okay, just as there are nuances with the quarterback tracker, there are nuances with.
Absolutely. Do not equate no nuance in your made fabricated tracker to nuances of football. Absolutely not. We won't be doing that. Stop. No, you stop right there. The nuances. Bro, who told you could just come up with a tracker and say it's nuances to reality? Absolutely not. We'll stop right there. See, I was doing an interview. Don't mean, no.
With those
within the practice,
those little
itself,
videos
right,
that you see out of these videos are often misleading. People have
don't believe your eyes. I think did somebody tell you about that before? That's the problem. Come on, keep going.
I've seen videos of one-on-one practice and a beautiful pass
and
touchdown.
assume it's 7-on-7.
It doesn't count in the tracker. We've established what the rule is in the quality.
I don't care what your rule. See, that's the problem. How you gonna establish the rule? This is I tell y'all all the time. You establish the rule. See, this is a problem. I get mad with I'm trying to educate you. If you didn't catch what I was putting down before, I'll bring it back again. Come on.
Qualification. So those people who thought Shedeur had 2 touchdowns yesterday were wrong. So take your community note and shove it.
Wow. You see, what you see right there is a level of arrogance. It's a layer of understanding. See, right now, I told y'all before how the game works. There's a level of arrogance when you've been in the game so long and you've had the ability to vote, to have an opinion, to sway somebody's entire legacy. Sometimes you become drunk with power. And prior to where we are today, what you're seeing is a war between fans, groups of peoples, supporters, journalists, writers, media members. It's a war. And the war is based on this. How dare you call me on what I do? See, there's a level of accountability now. See, back when you used to write, you could put up anything you wanted to. Let me just show you how all this thing works. See, if I write an article back in the day, there's very few newspapers. So there's a couple of newspapers per state. Maybe back in the day it was the Plain Dealer. Maybe it was the Canton Repository. Maybe it was the Akron Beacon Journal. So when you wrote for those outlets, the only accountability was the editor. So you wrote what you want. The editor says, no, take this out. No, keep this in. Or, okay, let's roll with it. Your opinion was based on what? Because you had access. Once you have access and nobody else has access and there's no checks and balances, what you write becomes basically gospel. Do you know how many reporters get to vote on Hall of Fame? Do you know how many writers get to write whether or not you're the MVP, Defensive Rookie of the Year? Do you know how many writers write even in high school who gets to make All-State? Always remember this. Journalism has always been a position of power, influence. What I say is doctrine. If I write it, it means it's gospel. Because at the end of the day, who are you to judge it? There are no checks and balances. If I write something and I got a bias, or if I write something and I got a little angle on somebody, if I write something, the funniest thing in the world is that people feel that we live in a world where politicians are corrupt. We live in a world where doctors, lawyers, teachers do crazy stuff, priests do crazy things. We live in a world where we live in one of the most corrupt places on the universe. But yet and still, we sit here and pretend that journalists got a 100% batting average and they would never be biased. Shut the, you know what up. You better stop playing around with me. Like all this virtue signaling. So journalist is the most, that has the highest level of integrity. Integrity does not appear without accountability. Let me say it again. Integrity only exists when there is accountability. We don't do the Boy Scouts honor over here. Just trust me. We could even vote politicians out of office. That's why I don't like term limits. Who the hell said you get a lifetime appointment? See, but some of these journalists feel like they done got a lifetime appointment. That's why if you disagree with them, the first thing they say, I've been doing this for how many years? Didn't nobody ask you how long you was doing it? Did nobody ask you the same way a player, I've been playing for 10 years. Yeah, you missed a free throw. We talking about it. I've been balling for 20 years. Yeah, you was balling way faster 10 years ago. You might need to hang it up. I'm cooking a little bit. Listen, I'm just saying. So when you see this thing going back and forth, what you're seeing is people's first recognition staring face to face with a level of accountability that they can't dismiss. You can't dismiss it. Because now the industry has been democratized. There isn't 3 newspapers or 2 newspapers. As a matter of fact, there are no newspapers. When you used to write editorials, there was no comment sections. Oh, there's plenty of comment sections now. Oh, there's plenty. Anytime you write something, you're going to get that note right now, today. If I got a bad take, if people don't agree with G. Bush, they coming today. See, but the difference between me and you is I got a question. Why don't I cry about it? It's probably somebody in my comment section right now that don't agree with me. Don't you? Do I mention them? I don't know them by name. And when the last time you see me going back and forth with somebody on the internet? You know why? Because I came up as an internet baby. I came up on the internet because when I couldn't get into the club, I decided to say, okay, well, I know what the future is. The future is the internet. So I'll go over here and build me something. So I came over here, and guess what? Painstakingly got people to listen to what I wanted to say. And guess what I learned on the internet? Interaction is interaction. I don't need to be right. See, the problem is right now, everybody is trying to be right. Everybody, you're not interested. This is the point we're trying to tell y'all people. You're not interested in saying what's going on. You're interested in going back and forth with fan bases trying to prove that you're right. Because you feel if they end up being right about a quarterback or a player that they feel like you was doing extra, playing with their name, putting your thumb on the scale, being passive aggressive, then guess what happens? The fear is what happens if they start doing the same things I did. Then it gets ugly. Because then they're going to say, well, no. See, the internet brings receipts. The internet brings, well, you said this 40 years ago. Well, you said this 25 years ago. And trust me, everybody is not, the internet could be a very nasty place. And I want to also say, I don't condone some name calling. See, a lot of y'all cats, I don't condone name calling. I don't condone getting out. I don't do personal attacks. I don't do nothing. You see me sit up here, you ain't never heard me say nothing personal about nobody I disagree with. You know what I do? I get to debating. I say why I don't agree, and I bring my point to the table. I don't believe in calling people out their name. I don't believe in talking about people's kids. I don't believe saying inflammatory things about race, gender, creed, color, all that good stuff. I don't do it. You know why? Because I feel I'm intelligent enough to speak and articulate my point without having to go to it and cross a line. Even if they might be tiptoeing the line. I stay above the fray. You ain't never gonna tell me that I disrespected you. I ain't not one player, not one media member can come up to me and say, I feel like you disrespected me as a human being. Absolutely not. I don't need to. But I will destroy your talking points. And if your talking points have something to do with your identity, then you may feel hurt. See, I don't internalize none of that. What you're experiencing is consequences. What you're experiencing is accountability. And what you're experiencing is right now, at the end of the day, it's what we sign up for. Freedom of the press is in the Constitution. If you ask me, when I grew up, I was sent to Buckeye Boys State to learn about the government. I served in the House of Representatives. If you look up Buckeye Boys State, I was one of the only African-American and black kids to go to Buckeye Boys State. And I'm glad my mom sent me, because my mom sent me to learn how to fight the right way. You got to think up here. Why would I be against, G. Bush, you always rail against the press, you rail against, how would I be against the media when it's in the Constitution? I can't rail against something that's in the Constitution that then gives me my rights. You're only as good as the rights of others. Let me just get that twisted, because if they could take that one away, guess what? They can come get you. And we first on the list. Now, see, this is why it's different. This is why you pull up to the barbershop. You thought you were going to get a pregame. This is dude G. Bush talking Constitution. Freedom of the press is there. But there ain't no freedom of consequences. If you say something and you want to be Jim Rome Jr., if you want to be Rush Limbaugh Jr., if you want to come with the hot takes, if you want to be Colin Cowherd, if you want to be Skip Bayless, if you want to be Stephen A. Smith, and you think that that's the style that's going to work for you, go ahead. But just remember, they live in LA. You live in Cleveland. You might actually have to see some folks. In LA, they make enough money in LA, they ain't got to see nobody. They make enough in LA, you can go around the corner and do whatever you want to. But you got comfortable in smaller places saying exactly what you wanted to, and nobody had an opportunity, a place, a platform to disagree with you. So now, when you say it, and you say it with your chest, guess what? It's coming back to you. But my problem is, don't cry. Why you want to play the victim? If you passive aggressive and you slightly borderline, what make you think that you're not immune? See, that's the thing. Don't say it with your chest when you on a camera. But then you get on Twitter, oh my gosh, look at these people are attacking me. I mean, you controlling your messaging, ain't you? Aren't you? I always wonder this, why too? You see, let me ask, this is the question I can't get nobody to answer. I can't get anybody to answer it. Maybe you guys can let me know before I get to the second stanza of this, because we cooking. Why is it? I'm just statistically every hater. I need the haters and everybody involved in this. I asked the question, I still haven't gotten an answer to it. How is it statistically? Shedeur Sanders is polarizing, right? If 10,000 people feel exactly the way I do about Shedeur Sanders and his long-term viability to be a quarterback, there is just as many people on the opposite side, another 10,000, that feel that that's the dumbest, stupid, ridiculous take I've ever seen in my life, and they're very vocal about it. Why is it that we see all these people going back and forth on social media and all that good stuff? Where is me going back and forth with people on social media? Because if he's polarizing, that means there's 10,000 people out here that don't agree with what I say and don't agree on a high level. How many episodes have I dedicated to going after people, talking about them? Where is the back and forth on the internet, on Twitter? Where is the Facebook back and forth? There is none. Because what I do is I don't waste time on talking to people who don't agree or don't see eye to eye, or I'm not trying to change minds. I tell you how I feel. I then show you how I feel. And if you want to resonate with it, so be it. If you don't, thumbs up. There's 10,000 other platforms you can go to. See, but I've grown up in an era of accountability. I understand how the internet works. And I also understand that I'm not going to be receiving, and I can sleep well, because even if I disagree with you, I didn't disrespect you. I didn't put your name out there. I didn't talk about your wife, your kids, your family. I didn't talk about your appearance. I didn't talk about your money. I didn't talk about none of that. I didn't go to nothing in your character, creed, none of it. And even if you disagree with you, I don't even block the haters on here. I only got one rule. Don't be calling nobody out of their name. Absolutely, there will be no slander of Jesus or God. And at the end of the day, just be respectful of each other. And don't be spamming 1,000 comments. I ain't blocked a hater in years. So the point I'm asking you is, why are you so caught up in this war? The war has taken a hold so much that we don't even talk about the game. We don't even talk about the game. Boy, I tell you. By the way, here's one of the problems. Everybody, do you talk about me? Everybody talk about, come on, man. I'm going to just tell you what, here, listen. This why people got bad when I had Durant. I said, but football players is different. People is different. You know why? We didn't have, when you done tore ACLs and had neck surgery and back surgery and Achilles heel surgery, and you done broke and dislocated every single finger in your hand, you done broke your toe, you done rehab for years at a time. You don't give a damn about what people talking about because you too busy worried about what really matter. Ain't nobody care about nobody talking about nothing. You done had to go through something. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes that's what the adversity of football bring you. The adversity of football is mental adversity, physical adversity. You're walking around, you got to do stuff that you don't even think you're capable of doing. I mean, these guys talk about think of somebody talking to them, and these players is dying of CTE. Chris Johnson, I just saw him get ALS. CJ2K, ALS. Junior Seau, CTE. Steve McMahon. McMichaels. These dudes is permanently damaged. And we got people playing the victim because they argue with people on the internet. Boy, I don't know where that came from. I don't even know what that about. I don't even know what that about. And by the way, here's the problem that we got with this as we circle on back. There were no touchdowns by Shedeur, okay? If the ref didn't say it was, but then again, it's kind of difficult to say that when you just saw a ref over there with his hands up. What does it mean when the ref's hands are up when a player enters the end zone? Say it all together, boys and girls. Man. But remember what I talked about. Remember what I talked about. We said this, we gave the analogy. We gave it 3 weeks ago. And usually people give me a response. They say, G. Bush, why you do dissertation? See, sometimes it's about teaching you and understanding what's going to come before. Because I just gave a dissertation on this a couple of weeks ago. In the book, 1984. How a person works for the ministry of truth. But the ministry of truth is just another foil to say, yeah, you work for the ministry of truth, but everything you do is deceitful. They work on going around and calling things that don't look like they are, right? Like saying, hey, even though I saw this person score a touchdown, and even though, by the way, I was at practice too, so that's another reason, like I'm just saying this, because I was actually, what he's looking at, let me just tell you a story really quickly. Casey Concepcion, right there, is sitting there, right? So where he is in that picture, I'm sitting right where my face is right here. I'm literally 5 yards away from him. Five. He says, he looks around me and says, these dudes suck. These dudes suck. They can't guard me. These dudes suck. In the end zone, I saw it. The semantics of whether you want to say he was touched down or whatever is irrelevant to the conversation. Because what you're doing is dishonest. You are saying that on a technicality, we are going to either say it's validated as a touchdown or not. But you're doing it to diminish people. You're doing it to diminish what somebody is doing on the football field. And because people don't have access to the scrimmage, they have to depend on the people who are there at the scrimmage to give them an accurate representation of what happened. The gist of it was they threw the ball to him. That was as good as a touchdown. The ref put his hands up. What you do with the information after that is up to you. By the way, Casey Concepcion was cooking the entire practice. The problem that we have is you're trying to act like we haven't seen you move in a certain type way to give people a little bit of pause. See, when one person throws interceptions and then don't matter. See, I watched last year Dillon Gabriel play in the Philadelphia Eagles game, and people literally try to write that he played well against the Eagles. No, he got strip sacked and threw a pick six. And I literally seen them try to watch and say it was close. This the problem. I will never stand by idly and let people rewrite history based on how they feel at the time. Absolutely not. You're just going to have to be upset. But it's just the evidence right here. We showed you. We got people saying, oh, interceptions don't matter. Let Shedeur throw one. You know, all that's just, I would rather you get that out of your system today because, you know, let Shedeur throw one. He wasn't with all the receivers. He didn't get a chance with the receivers that he had because he has to work with them. Well, Shedeur is going through that today too. Matter of fact, Shedeur ain't never through in all the games. He ain't got that. He don't got it today. The point of the operation and the point that we're talking about is this. You use it as a way to diminish one person and to build up another person. And it doesn't have anything to do with Deshaun Watson because you did it with Kenny Pickett, you did it with Joe Flacco, and you did it with Dillon Gabriel. You still try to do it with Dillon Gabriel this year. And you continue to do it, but then you think like, oh, and then you get mad because why won't people let me do what I want? Come on, man. Let's talk about this. Let me just be honest with you. But I'm more upset with what we got going on, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. Because when I dropped this a couple of weeks ago, people like, oh, man, this is a class. Where the receipts at? I said, bro, you want receipts every single day? Receipts is red meat. Receipts is chocolate cake. Yeah, receipts is good in moderation. You know why? Because if you want receipts all the time, where's the substance, though? Receipts feel good, but it ain't going to fill you up. It ain't going to fill you up. And what receipts give you is a everlasting feud. One person says something, you go see it. Now you like, I don't agree with that. You get your emotions up, you go after the person. Now that person is like, oh, they're attacking me. So now guess what? Anytime Shedeur Sanders do something, anything, they diminishing it. Then you come back to them and be like, man, because you know why? They want to prove you wrong. And guess what you want? You want to prove them wrong. You want to go back at them. So now we're in a receipt conversation. And Shedeur Sanders is sitting there looking around like, hey, guys, I'm going to play a game today. Does anybody care? The media that's supposed to cover it don't. And the people that support him be like, I'm worried about what these guys is writing. No. We right where we supposed to be. We right here capitalizing off this game. How we here on a Saturday and we not even dialed in the way we supposed to be locked in. But I told y'all about this. I told you it was going to happen. And I got a clip to show you what I was talking about. So now you can see it. So when I drop one of these next time, maybe people will say, all right, well, listen, man, I mean, this ain't the receipt that I'm used to. But dang, bro, he had a point right there. Like, man, we need to really be locked in and understanding. Because they do this type of stuff and you go running right back to them so they can continue to do it. Why would I validate? Why would you care? And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I went to these practices. I learned something. Why would I listen? I'm not coming out here to be in the Kumbaya club. I'm coming to watch this doggone practice and see what I need to do and come back and tell the people. I'm diagnosing to see what I need to go to tell the people. But if you get caught in the everlasting receipts battle, guess what? They're going to keep giving you what they always give you. Watch this. Watch this. History isn't merely what happened. History is what survived about what happened. Kings, rulers, chronicles, they have the power to preserve or erase if it isn't written. Did it really happen? If the video wasn't there, did it really happen? I told you, history isn't merely what happened. It's what survived what happened. It didn't happen. I said so. Deal with it. But I told you this weeks ago. George Orwell in 1984 wrote, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." If we go to practice and we look around, and I'm sitting here watching, if I watch it but don't document it, it gives other people an opportunity to create what history even happened. Maybe you're catching up now. For all those in the back that said, "Oh my goodness, I don't really want to hear that. Give me the receipts." No, I'm giving you food for thought. This is exactly what goes down. This is why sometimes we telling you all of this. It was 2-3 weeks ago, people say, "G. Bush, people mad at you on Twitter." I said, for what? How you mad at a person that keep giving you what it's going to be? I've been at every step. I've given you what it was going to be, how it moved. And every single time you come back and be like, "Dang, yeah, you was right, dog, for real. Dang, bro, that was wild, man. Maybe I need, yeah. Listen, it's okay. If you didn't catch it the first time, we'll drop it again. Here we go." And the devastating part is you can go somewhere and they'll switch reality right in front of your face. One day the tracker is gospel. The next day the tracker doesn't mean that much. The next day, depending on who's at the top of the tracker, they can say that person is the odds-on favorite. The next day, if the wrong name is up there, they can just simply strike it from the records. Nothing here to see. All the quarterbacks are bad today. I said it and it still hit me. I said it and it still hits me tough. Because sometimes God will give you something. He'll give you something, and this is why I always tell people, "Oh, Shedeur not starting." See, the Lord set you up for maximum impact. The Lord give you maximum, and He don't want to do nothing where it's low. The Lord will give you something. "Oh, that was cool." Nah, He want the grand finale. He want it to be big. He want it to be grand. He want the point to stick. And what I'm talking about 2 weeks ago came right back on around. Just so happened it had to be about the same track. Keep talking. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. In sports, the narrative can build legends or destroy them. The question you must ask yourself today, and why I talk about independent media, is because of this. People have always known this. Back in the day when you were a king or a ruler, everything was about legacy. Everything was about your family name. Everything about you was your name. My name is my name. Ironically, some of us don't have very much lineage to our names. If kings wanted to really get rid of you, what is the first thing that they do? We'll have you stricken from the record. Your family won't exist. You'll never own land here. Land is a piece of paper. Your rights is a piece of paper. Boy, talk them papers. Everything you love and own is on a piece of paper. Your marriage, your deed to your house, your voting access, your credit score, everything you got is on a piece of paper. And guess how quickly paper can go up in flames? Your right to vote is a piece of paper. Your marriage is a piece of paper. Your buying power is a piece of paper. And somebody somewhere has the ability to write, decree, erase, tear up, never happen. The question is, you better start questioning who these people are and why do they get to write history? What qualifies them to be the bearers of history? Who's this? Who is the historian of sports? Ask the question. ESPN? Is it beat reporters? Is it film analysts? Is it former players? Is it podcasters? Is it fans on social media? Is it algorithms? Whoever wins the competition shapes how athletes are remembered. Remember that. Whoever fights the hardest for the narratives gets remembered for how athletes are remembered. When you listen to the barbershop, 1,700 people in here, when you listen, yeah, it was 1,700 that day. It's 2,000 in here. Hit that like button. We got to get them likes up. Even the haters, you can't listen. I'm waiting for it. We cooking. Listen to the barbershop. I give you a lineage of things. Think about how Pete Rose died as one of the best baseball players, as a disgrace, as a person who bet on his team, as a pariah, as a person on the banned list that never received recognition. You know what they did to Pete Rose? They struck him from the list. Because in 3 generations, who remembers who had the most hits? It's only going to be the people that were in the Hall of Fame that count. Pete Rose will be gone to history. Let me tell you something. Your legacy is only as good as 2 generations. I got a niece right now. Ask my niece about her great-grandfather. What? Ain't no, nothing. No, what do you mean great-grandfather? She know Pawpaw, which is my dad. But my grandfather, William T. George, nothing. Even if you leave a legacy, you leave your family a bunch of money, a bunch of cars, a bunch of houses, all the above letter D. Guess what? By the time your children have children, guess what? They don't even know who you is. Legacy is what's written down. Legacy is what's in the annals of history. And if you let people control, who some would argue aren't qualified to control this type of information, you let them people deal with the written history, then your legacy is as good as gone. Come on now. Come on now. I like this young fella right here. Who's this with this barbershop hat on? I like him. He all right, man. Who's this dude, man? Rosie, look up this dude. Barry Bonds, steroid users. Barry Bonds in my generation was one of the greatest players prior to a steroid or a needle. He had 4 MVPs prior to that. But because you gave someone the opportunity or the power to decide legacy, if he doesn't ever get into the Hall of Fame, was he really a good player? Was he anybody? If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it or see it, did it really happen? This is the quote that we go into Act 2 with, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't get mad. Get dialed in. Don't get mad. Let me take this down so I can show them. Let me show you. Don't get mad, get dialed in. And what we talking about here? What we talk about here comes right back to what we said. The game happens on the field. History happens afterward. The question I ask in Act 1 is who's qualified and who gets to write it. Let's go. Let's get to the PowerPoint, G. Bush. I thought they was coming for touchdown passes. Maybe this ain't for everybody. Right? History is not simply what happened. History is what is recorded, preserved, repeated, and allowed to survive. The event and the historical record are not always the same thing. Whoever controls the record gains influence on how future generations understand the event. There were no touchdown passes. Deal with it. Write your notes. There were no touchdown passes. Kings and rulers and historical memory understood this. Ancient rulers understood that the power included control over public memory. Enemies could be defeated physically and then erased symbolically. Names were removed from inscriptions. Statues and portraits were destroyed or altered. Official records can minimize, condemn, or exclude certain people. The goal was not to shape how future governments remembered them. It was to control what survives. Well, maybe it hits a little different today. And guess what? Written history is funny, but I feel it's very funny how we take video evidence. We take video evidence. By the way, I just got to keep telling you, like, the video evidence, we'll continue to give it to you. I think I said something. Didn't I say something? I said something. Was this it? Let's make sure I got this. Is this it? Oh, that's the interception. We could talk about this a little bit, because out of all of this stuff, watch this. Out of all of this stuff, we're talking about 2 touchdowns Shedeur didn't get credit for, and not one person to mention his interception. Why is that not at the top of the docket? Well, here's the problem. Because no fool can sit up here and say that this didn't happen. Does it matter that he ran down here and maybe he got tackled back here? Well, this wasn't a pick six. We don't care. We're not arguing about the pick six. We're arguing about this pick. See, you can't wiggle your way out of that one. So the problem is, what you do is a beautiful distraction. The beautiful distraction is, let's talk about what Shedeur didn't do versus what somebody did. Let's continue on, and let's continue the party train. No, let's continue the party train. Let me just show you this one. I'll show it to you because I was there. I was there. This the play they was talking about. I was there. First of all, forget about. See, this is why you got to be broken down, right? Let's talk about it and we'll walk you through it. See, the theoretically, everybody talks about the procedure, but make them say what procedure is, because a lot of these dudes don't know what procedure is. Ain't took no snaps, ain't never gonna take no snaps, can't even describe it. What you talk about procedures? Well, first and foremost, everybody is lined up correctly. Is they not ready to go? What's the snap count? Everybody got the snap count. Let's snap it. By the way, they're coming off on a blitz. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys coming off the blitz. Let's see if Shedeur gets him to the right protection. Sure, let's get it to him. Caught you blitzing. See, now 37 right here, he is diagnosed that he's blitzing. They're coming with the blitz, and I told you, stop blitzing Shedeur Sanders, because he identifies it, and every single time he does, he makes you pay for it. Procedure, running back picks up the blitz. Stepping up in the pocket, good pocket. Boom, right on time. Look where he's throwing his football. This dude ain't even out the break yet. He's going to have to throw this football over a middle defender, in between another defender and another defender in his zone coverage, converging in a triangle. Watch the touch, placement, accuracy of the ball. Bam. Let's roll. Let's roll. The fact of the matter is, you sitting here talking about whether the refs is putting their hands up, and you just skipped over the procedure, the accuracy, the pocket presence, the wherewithal, the touch, because you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't touched a piece of film. And the thing about real football players is, you're supposed to be describing what's going on to the field, on this field, to these people, so they know what they're looking at. And we running around here playing tabloid football. A bunch of grown men running around. We pay taxes. And we running around here in our feelings. This is not attractive. It's not cute. I want to talk about these touchdown passes. This is what I want to talk about right here. That's a great throw and a great catch by Malachi Corley. We can't even talk about Malachi Corley getting a touch because we turned the doggone film on and we got dudes that's supposed to be covering the game talking about if it was a touchdown or not. No, talk about Malachi Corley putting work in. You people think it's all about you. Look at me. You don't catch touchdowns. You don't throw the ball. And every week we sit up here and talk like this. It makes me upset because we got games to be played. And we walking around crying, arguing like 12-year-old schoolgirls. Gossiping. Guys out here putting plays on tape. Making plays. We don't care nothing about that no more. Everybody, why don't we just go work for TMZ? Everybody just go work for TMZ. That's what type of time we on. Shout out to the dudes like Coach Riz that's writing notes. Taking whole notes down. You may not agree with what he got to say all the time, but I see that man at practice, writing painstakingly every single play. I can respect your gangster if you about that life. It's football season, and we sitting up here talking about tabloids because your feelings is hurt. I'm tired of it. That fake, listen, and don't give me that. You know who care and who don't care. You know who in it and ain't in it. These little fake good cop, bad cop going back and forth. Bro, stop it. Show it to practice, make it pay, and let's talk about it. It's people out here that want to hear about the Cleveland Browns. And every turn, you turn on the doggone television and you hearing somebody tell you, oh, 2027, we just need to lose every game. The hell we is? What are you talking about? That is not analysis. Give me something else, please. Just one time. Tell me about a tight end. Because the Browns don't got him. Royer is out. Harold Fanning Jr., they want to do something. Tell me about the offensive line. Let me know. Please let me know who the third corner is. But every week I got to go on shows and we sitting there talking about the next quarterback that's coming out. The draft, 2029. That ain't it, bro. It's not. It's not it. It's just not. It ain't. This ain't it. Because I done watched the Browns. The Browns got faults. They ain't perfect. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here a whole entire year and talk about next year. I'm into the fierce urgency of today. What are you going to do today? What are you going to do today to get better? What are you going to do today to make your tomorrow better? What are you going to do today to make yourself a better person? Where can you improve? Can you be a better husband, father, wife, daughter, sister? Can you be that today? What are you going to do to put yourself in position to receive your blessings? See, some of y'all you ain't in the right mental state to receive no blessings. That's why today is important. because I refuse to sit here and fast forward opportunities. And this guys that's sitting in that locker room today that's looking to try to feed their family for 10 years. Guys that's trying to make plays to be on this squad. People that's looking for the opportunity. They done waited their whole life to get in the NFL and figure what's going on. And we got people saying, well, there's the quarterback situation, I don't want to talk about it. Well, you ain't fit for the job. Maybe some people not fit for it. Maybe you just like what it come with it. I'm starting to think a lot of people just like what come with it. You like the perks of doing the job. Maybe you like the fact that, hey, people know who you is. You make a decent income. I'm tired of seeing a bunch of people walk around like they're burdened by having to do their job and talk about the Browns. Get out of here, bro. Hey, we don't do no work. Let's go get real jobs. Let's go get them real jobs. Let's get that real 9 to 5. Let's get that real pressure where you got to clock in and you can't be late and you're on a point system and you ain't got no PTO and you've been working your tail off for 5, 6, 7, 10 years and you get a 2% raise that don't even increase. It ain't even outpacing inflation. Let's go get them real jobs. Talking about how hard you work. We don't do. But we burdening everybody. Everybody's so tired. I'm so tired about talking. Well, here it is. I'm not going to make you feel comfortable about it. I ain't going to make you feel comfortable about it. It is what it is, bro. There's all kind of ways to talk about the Cleveland Browns. In context. Stuff is getting embarrassing out here, bro. It is. It's getting nasty work. Don't call me. Don't hit me up. I'm not talking. Listen, if the shoe fits, don't you listen. If you watching my blog and you talk about, oh my gosh, he's talking about me. I didn't say your name. I didn't say nothing, nobody's name. But if you feel a certain type way, ask why. How many times do I go on the internet looking for subliminals? Is they talking about G. Bush? Are they talking about G. Bush? No, if you was talking about G. Bush, just say my name and I appear. What's up? Y'all want to talk? What's up? How y'all feeling? What's good? I got time. You want to blog? We could do a blog for blog. Because I'm going to just come back right on here and tell you how I feel. Okay. Speaking of how you feel, make sure you check out that Browns watch party. Be coming up right after this. Get that Browns watch party. We're going to tell you throat for throat, right? For all those, we did our Browns breakdown, me and Tyvis. Browns breakdown with me and Tyvis. We broke down. We watched every single play of Shedeur Sanders throws and Deshaun Watson throws. We watched every single play. Now, I do apologize. My pen went out halfway through. So we'll get that taken care of. It's preseason. G is frustrated with how Cleveland media is operating. Man, I don't like it. I just don't like it, bro. I'm not going to be, and guess what? I'm not going to be, I don't care, bro. I just don't. I don't like the way stuff is going down because I didn't come up like that. What part of the game is this? I see what people at rappers be. I see why street dudes, right? Guys that was in the street get in the industry, rap industry, and be like, these rap industry stuff is crazy. I can see why you can get into it, where you can get into the game and be like, this is what we're doing? This is what we doing? This is the game. I can't. Yeah. I had to pull this up. Somebody said this, and I agree. I agree. Ball Out Media said this. I never thought we would see the day, but a fan base has completely broken the city's local media. The Shedeur Sanders fan base has completely broke the Cleveland Browns media. Some Browns media members are literally crashing out and have been all day. Word of advice. If you are in the media and you are spending time addressing the fans of a player instead of focusing on the team you cover, the fan base has gotten in your head. They have broken you. If you are going to follow the real Skip Bayless model of hot takes, you better be ready for those hot takes coming back your way. There's a reason why the master of hot takes, Skip Bayless, doesn't follow anyone or read his mentions. He knows he can't handle the replies to his outlandish takes, and that in the world of social media, you aren't the only and loudest voice anymore. The Browns media got into it with Baker Mayfield and Baker Bros. Facts. They got into it with Deshaun Watson. Super facts. And will turn on them again if things go bad for him. Super duper facts. Ball Out, this reads like a dissertation. And now, Shedeur Sanders fan base. Let me add a couple of things here too. They got into it with Myles Garrett. Myles wanted to trade. He's not a leader. He has speeding tickets. He's irresponsible. He won't come to camp. They got into it with Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ, he isn't from here. He's not from here. He had a watch on in the game. It's a me guy. I'm glad he's gone. How you going? They have a knack for being. It's better that they're off the team. The only difference is that Shedeur fan base is more united, stronger in numbers, and more forceful. So if you take shots at them, they will come at you in droves and won't let up. If you are in the media and you want to take shots at players or even call out their fan bases, which is weird to do in the media, in the world of social media, don't complain when it's reciprocated. I couldn't have said it better. And he said it in more of a calm nature way than possible. He said it in a way that was eloquent. He said it in a way that gave them context, and he also brought it back. Do not act like this is the first time that you've been in it at it with fan bases. I could give you case by case by case by case by case. Tell me this. How many times has Tim Couch been involved with any of this? He ain't. Because people came for him. It just ain't Shedeur Sanders. We just had this happen with Baker Mayfield. We had it happen with Deshaun Watson. We've had it happen with Odell Beckham Jr. We've had it happen with Myles Garrett. We've had it happen all across the board with Jarvis Landry. That ain't the move. That's not the move. I'm not going back and forth with none of y'all. For what? If you agree, you agree. You don't, you don't. But this right here, again, let me just tell you something. So we could be clear. So when they clip this up, because I know they'll clip it up, I don't condone fans calling people out their name. I told you that earlier. I don't condone no fans doing that. That's foul play. I don't respect it. Don't call another person out their name. Don't mention their kids. Don't mention their physical likeness. Don't mention none of that. That's out of bounds, bro. Out of bounds. We don't condone that over here. We don't get into that. So when you clip that and they clip it and say G. Bush was doing this and that, he likes the fact that, you know, he has an army. Listen, first of all, there'll be people mad at me on the internet too. Who cares? But here's how I'm going to handle mine. I don't call nobody out their name, and I don't condone people calling media members out their name at all. That's my principles and standards. So when you clip it all, clip that. But this is on. And how we explain this and why it's happening is because now you internalize your takes. And I'm going to tell you how we get out of this. When we talk about receipts, when people say, well, what they going to do when the receipts come back to you, G. Bush? What happens when you wrong and you get receipts? Well, see, the difference between me and you, I don't live in a double down culture. See, today in America, if you caught doing something, if you was wrong about a take, you was wrong about a specific opinion, you know what the move is now? Double, triple, quadruple down. Politicians do it all the time. Why would you apologize? Just keep double down. See, the problem with doubling down is you don't give yourself the opportunity to be a smart, rational human being. If I tell you that a quarterback was terrible in the first 2 quarters, but he come back after halftime at being down 21-0 and leads his team to a 35-34 win, and he throws for 4 touchdowns and 325 yards in the second half alone, I'd be a fool and an irrational human being, to then not take new information and give the man credit for it. The question is, why does it hurt you as a person to give somebody credit no matter who it is? If I said you played terrible in the first half, but you was cooking in the second half, why would you not take that new information and roll with it? If your credit score was bad a year ago and you took a whole year painstakingly to rebuild your credit to get a new house, do you want the credit agencies to look at your credit score a year in the past or today? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We can't give you a home. You don't qualify. Why not? Well, it says a year ago your credit score was a 642. You're like, yeah, that was a year ago. My credit score right now is 786. Oh, well, we don't really count what happened in the last year. We're counting credit worthiness on a snapshot a year ago. Well, hold on, but what about today? Today, my credit score is this. Shouldn't that count for these folks? But everybody doubling, tripling down. And this starts this cycle. Because here's the thing. Even people in my position know that if you miss, guess what happens? Your detractors get louder. See, the thing that we're dealing with today that nobody won't tell you is Shedeur Sanders isn't polarizing at all. What the problem they have with Shedeur Sanders is he got a bunch of people that won't let you play them same games. So when you got Baker up out of here, yeah, his fan base couldn't really fight back like that. Deshaun Watson, I mean, he was completely subdued. I mean, he didn't have no fan base like that. He was coming to Cleveland. He was an easy target. Odell Beckham Jr. was shipped here. He didn't want to get traded here. Easy target. And Myles Garrett, he was an easier target because he's not a quarterback. He's a defensive end, and he plays on bad teams. And he asked for a trade. So that was, we can say what we want. See, but this one's different. They actually did draft Shedeur Sanders, and his fan base showed up. And even when he wasn't playing, they still showed up. And even if he don't win the quarterback battle that they won this year, they'll still continue to show up. And they won't let you get that off. So your fight is not against Shedeur Sanders. Your fight is about whether or not you want to be proven right or wrong in the eyes of the ever going on war between you guys, the factions. And because you know they're going to keep the receipts, if you turn around tomorrow and say, Shedeur Sanders, actually, you know what? He's pretty good. You think that's completely canceling you. Because you're going to know that every single person is going to turn over and say, ain't this you talking about Shedeur the other day? Wasn't this you 2 years ago to the day? Wasn't this you last year when you said this? Remember when you said that? And then receipts will keep piling, and they'll keep piling, and they'll keep piling. But the funny thing about truth and respect is that as a human being, people say all the time, I once predicted that Deshaun Watson was going to get 4,500 yards in a year. Them 4,500 yards never happened. I still do takes. I still do radio. I still do all types of stuff. And you know what I say? You may have some receipts for a while, but you know what you'll respect? You'll respect that G. Bush got new information. He analyzed it, broke it down, and said why it's different from what I thought prior. I'm glad we can be revisionist. At one point in time, Black people, we didn't have rights. We had to rethink that. One time, women didn't have rights. They got a right to vote. We had to rethink that. At one point in time, we weren't all created equal under the law. I'm glad people rethought that when they got new information. So all I'm saying is if you guys want to end this forever ongoing perpetuated war between two people, two groups, understand it's not about the struggle between two groups of people. It's about the Cleveland Browns and analyzing this football thing. And as quicker as we can get back to talking about these games and what's happening on the field, rightly or wrongly, good or bad, I think we can get past the social media thing where you just trying to be right and you trying to prove that somebody else is wrong. Let's get to the super chats. Babyface _10, 100 joules. We appreciate you. Mr. Proven Solution, 10 joules. We appreciate you. Proven Solution, 30 joules. Thank you so much. Locked In Bake, 100 joules. Thank you so much. Chef Shay, shout out to G. Bush. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Chef Shay. Let's get this dub, have a great performance, and F the haters. Wrist up, hashtag New Cleveland, hashtag legendary, hashtag barbershop. E_Chandler, Daryl disrespectful his video day before Bill for Bill's practice. Amen. I ain't even see it. Real talk. E. Chandler, Brown shouldn't let beat reporters talk like that. No, here's the thing. This is the thing that you guys have control over. If you don't deem that you like the way somebody is moving, including myself. See, including myself. So when you cut up everything, don't you be running around and tell G. Bush, you saying that people should go out there and cancel other reporters who say things. No, we didn't say that. I'm telling you there's checks and balances, and this is an equal opportunity ecosystem. If you don't like how G. Bush is moving, there are 10,000 other blogs that you can go check out at your leisure. You could quietly leave, never come back, and never partake in my information. So my thing is, if you don't feel somebody is being representative of the things that you want to see, here's a quick way to do it. Simply don't partake in it. And that goes for me. That goes especially for me. So that's the way You don't ban nobody. You guys control the power. It's what I've been saying all along. The consumer chooses. That's why I say the people choose who their leaders are. The people choose who people really resonate with. So that's it. Sarita Allen X was on fire the last couple of days. Shedeur fans said, "Oh hell no, you're not going to do that after Shedeur getting without getting repercussions." It's so crazy. I was too busy doing that interview. I was trying to line this interview up. I didn't even see it like that. I'm like, bro, we turned on Twitter. I was literally sitting in bed with my wife talking about editing, and I said, bro. She's like, well, you see what's going on in Twitter? I said, nah, I ain't even checked on Twitter. I ain't been on Twitter since that Bills practice I've been with. Man, it went crazy. It was going crazy. It was jumping. I mean, listen, and some of the name calling stuff, man, come on. Guys, I get it. But don't give them nothing. Don't stoop to that. Because now they want to, it gives them more energy to see, I told you. Don't keep it above board. Larry Fournier, we don't believe in Grossie's take on the Emperor's new clothes. Yeah, like, yeah, man, you like my new clothes? Nah, bro, you need to put some clothes on. Because them garments is make-believe. K. Slade, the media has called Dylan height-related names. And you pulled that up? And Shedeur is intelligent constantly. Now name calling is bad well, I will say this. 2 wrongs don't make a right. I'm going to tell you. I like to fight with I don't want you telling me, G. Bush, you called somebody out their name. I'm disqualifying you. Nah, I just came with the regular. I'm just telling you. Sometimes it can be difficult. I ain't going to lie. Sometimes there's a lot of things in the Bible that there are different principles. I'm a Scorpio. I dealt with grudges. I used to harbor different things. And I used to be like, oh, you gonna hit me? Oh, I'm getting you back. And you can't tell me how good I'm gonna get you back. That's not biblical. I had to learn. That's something God working with me on. So yeah, I know it's hard sometimes, but that ain't it. See you, Auntie and Jay. Maybe Deshaun's can't restructure this contract to include him getting to play. So it's taped to audition for another team. Quarterback spread out to $40 million over a couple of years, gives quarterback room. Hey, look, man, I don't know what they want to do with Deshaun Watson. The thing that I want to get to and I want to say is that, Shedeur Sanders is going to have an opportunity to play. And by the way, that's the thing you're supposed to be watching. Let's get ready to go. First one back in the dog pound. This is a great opportunity, man. I want to say, man, I hope he come out here and let it all fly. Have fun. Have fun. Come out here in front of these. It's going to be a lot of kids. It's going to be a lot of fans. It's going to be a lot of people out there that's waiting to see the Cleveland Browns back in Cleveland. That's what we talking about. Let's go out here and show these people what we talking about. Let's show them what the future holds. Let's show them what we've been working on. Let's show them the game that you've been bringing to the table. We want to do all that. Bring that back. That's what we talking about. As a matter of fact, we leaving that up too. We leaving that up. It's game day. Let's go. Let's go. Let me see. Sarita Allen, Boog lit Ryder up. He started it. Boog finished it off. Now they're bringing up Ryder's young life. Nobody knew that. Now they want to use it as a tool to make people feel sorry for Ryder running his mouth. It won't work. Hey, I don't know what was said. I don't know how it went down. All I seen is a whole lot of different things. I don't know. I don't condone no slander. I don't know what's going on with Daryl and what his childhood was or how that moved. I pray for everybody that went through any sort of trauma like that. And when I'm talking to people, that ain't how I get down. For me, you never gonna hear me talk nothing like that. And I'm not saying Boog said that because I don't know what Boog said or didn't say. But I have seen people going back and forth, media dudes going back and forth with Boog. It's like, bro, how long y'all been waiting to do that? How long y'all been waiting to do that, bro? So, On my journey, I know Cleveland media want him to fail today. Sad. Well, I'm glad that they don't get a say in it. You want all you want. Let's cook. Why aren't they talking about how bad Mendoza, Ward, and Howard played? Aikman had all kind of excuses for Mendoza under center is hard to learn. Well, that's because, Sarita, we already know why. Because it's not about whether Shedeur is good or not. We established today that they can't afford to be wrong. They can't. They've talked so much about the dude. They feel like there's no going back. Because if you go back, then it's admitting defeat, right? So instead of being out here to really break down the game, it's to go back and forth with fan bases to say I was right or you was wrong, which is so far out of bounds. That is not a winning formula. Because what happens if you do get new information? Are you going to tell me that you're going to always consistently? That's only hurting you. It's not hurting them. They going to watch and support the person regardless. It's only hurting you because you spending time, energy, effort, money, attention span. Your blood pressure is raising, and you can't even do the job that you was paid here to do, which is cover the team. If he's playing well, he's playing well. If he's playing bad, he's playing bad. But you can't have other things in the calculus making you move a certain way. It just don't work that way. Martin Jackson, Tony, can your tracker make Monken unsee 2 touchdowns? No. That's another thing. Again, you value how you guys choose what you if my niece come up here and say the Cleveland Browns won 72-0 over the Dolphins yesterday, is y'all gonna trip out on Twitter? No, because my niece is like 5, and excuse me, you know that the Dolphins and the Browns didn't play yesterday. So you either invalidate or validate the what's the name? You do. See you, Auntie. 600 joules. We appreciate you. V7739, appreciate you. V7739, thank you again. Uncle Alert, 440 joules. We appreciate you. Tanya, thank you so much for the 10 joules. Thank you. Another 2 joules from Tanya. We appreciate you. Vanjie_613. Love your receipts with the refs hands up. The points are real. Live with it. Realize it. Accept it. The manipulation is nonstop. Tis, tis, tis. I didn't even have that receipt. Yeah, that was part of the carnage y'all was doing. Yeah, Twitter was going crazy. I'm like, oh, look at this. Joanne Burris. Thank you so much for the 10 joules. Carlton Webb, thank you for the 10 joules. See you, Auntie, 250 joules. Eddington, or Ed Linton, sorry about that. Thank you, G. Bush, for sharing your insight and wisdom. Thank you for being a member for 8 months, and thank you for supporting the channel. LA_Rivers, give to 5 G. Bush memberships. Congratulations to those 5 people. Make sure you check us out. We will be doing the film review. Matter of fact, let's take this down and understand. One of the things that we do the film review over here. Me and Tyvis do the film review. Become a member. We do the Browns All 22. We gave you every rep for Deshaun Watson. We gave you every rep last week. And if you are a member and you missed it, it's in our it's archived, members only. You are a member. Go back and watch that at your leisure. It's a good breakdown that shows you how well Shedeur Sanders played. I thought he played really well. Given and I think a lot of people didn't really actually get to that and really see that. We broke down Deshaun. We broke down the offensive line play. We broke down run plays. We'll continue to do that. So make sure you check out the All 22 film review. It's on demand. You can check it out. If you're a member, if you want to become a member, hit that QR code, and we're going to continue to give you that coming up. And I think our film review will be on, is it going to be on Tuesday this time? Tuesday. We had to do it Thursday last week because it was school. So Tyvis had to get his girls ready for school. But Tuesday will be our day. So after you watch this game, you'll see how great Shedeur played and how good the Browns did. We'll get back to you. Make sure you check that out. Let's get back to it. Where we at? Did I just do this? Where am I at? Did I just skip this? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Saint Dre 504. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the jewels. Ed Linton, $20. Thank you so much, Ed. We appreciate you. Bo Wamey, 1,000 jewels. We appreciate it. Peekaboo, you, 10 jewels. Ms. Bell, Deshaun Watson saying what he told the front office he wouldn't do, let me know he's quarterback one. And Haslam said, so nephew will be quarterback one if Deshaun loses or gets injured. Curtis Murray, 100 jewels. We appreciate you. Babyface 10_10. 10 jewels. Thank you so much. Mick Purnell, they trying to dumb down our fandom, shaking their head. It won't work. We going to continue to put work in over here. We ain't doing none of that. TJ Jones, gaslighting and revisionist history. God help us all. Speak truth to power. Well, now it ain't so much the power. It's just speaking truth. The power lies within the people. You choose who you represent. You choose who you patronize. You choose who you watch. Gee, I need a steak, chicken, shrimp, some grilled salmon. You cook it, man. Sheesh. Oh, yeah. Let me get them veggies as well. Royce Medinas, thank you so much for the super chat. Ty Describe says, gee, I've been watching sports and following the team for over 40 years in multiple cities around the country. I have never seen this kind of nonsense from the media, and I grew up around New York City. And it's a different game, bro. It's a perfect storm. It's a different game out here, bro. It's a different game how people moving. Don't forget, coming up here, couple minutes, we're going to end the stream, and then I need y'all to jump right back on. We're right back out there. We're going to finish super chats, and then we're going to jump right back on. So pull up. We're going to get the Browns. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the Browns coming up. Browns versus the Bills. Make sure you're checking us out. The live watch party, we'll be ready to go with that. We appreciate you guys. Live watch party coming up. Alex here in Carolina. I have tickets for Jacksonville, ATL flying to both. It's go time right now, and I'm coming to see Shedeur lead the Browns. Stand positive. Even Deshaun Watson is quarterback one. It's exactly what you're supposed to do. Listen, the Browns know what it is. Shedeur Sanders has a great opportunity today, even if they want to start Deshaun Watson. They want to start Deshaun Watson. You go out there, you put it on film. You go out there and light it up today in front of that home crowd. I guarantee you're going to leave something for them to think about. You're going to leave something to think about. You control your controllables. Shedeur Sanders has greatly improved his game. I've been very impressed with the things that I've seen in his mechanics, his timing, and just becoming an overall a better quarterback. So I'm waiting to see that on display. I am never going, and guess what? He getting the opportunity today. Go take full advantage of it. Go eat today. Vanjie, Cleveland dishonest subpar media isn't interested in truth. Too busy omitting or revising history. Now the type of trigger for fragility is historical. Rinse and repeat. Man, listen. We heard more. We didn't. I mean, we listen. Did anybody say Alex Wright went down? I mean, Alex Wright is just. I mean, we got other stories. We got multiple stories, but we sitting here talking about whether or not a touchdown counted or not. That was a touchdown. And even if it wasn't a touchdown in your mind, the thing should be, look how we got to that point. It was a great throw. But that's the problem when you're doing so much to invalidate somebody, you missing the forest for the trees. Royce Medinas, G, can you get Ball Out Media on your live? Who is he? I'm trying to figure out. We'll do some research. I'm trying to figure out. I wasn't saying like, who is he? I mean, like, I haven't seen his I haven't come across his YouTube channel. So we'll do some research and see if he got a YouTube channel and different things like that. This is crazy. During the season, it's just difficult because I got so many shows. Like the season comes, it's 7 days a week. So usually what we try to do is we try to get like an off season all the way up to the season. We try to get more people on, give people opportunity to come talk about it, especially in the off season, with people in the community. So it's a little more difficult during the season, but we always try to continue to bring new faces on. Dave's Talks credit. G. Bush, we heard your take on Joey Perkins. I wanted to hear what the other media members thought, but they don't even watch the practice. They were too busy amazed by Josh Allen. That's crazy work. Like, to be truthful, here's how I operate, man. When I go to practice, I don't be walking around after everybody. I literally be at every single group session. I'm watching the linemen. If the linemen move, okay, I need to dip around. I need to watch the O-line. Let me go up here and watch the D-line. Let me go around here and watch the quarterbacks. Let me watch the receivers. So I'm all about moving around and trying to see different angles and get certain things. So to me, I'm not there dapping and getting people together. What up? How you doing? I mean, I say what's up to everybody. Like I said, I got colleagues. I'm friendly with everybody, but when I'm there, I'm trying to do a job, man. I learned when I go to practice, I'm used to going to practice and then practicing. It ain't no time to be joking. It's time to be locked in to see what I need to see. So, you know, I mean, people out here watching Josh Allen, but I mean, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. I'm glad it's changing because people got a new outlet. You can go, it's all kind of places you want to go to get your sports talk. And so my job is not to be outraged and I can't believe this is happening. My job is to give you some content that y'all can understand and get to it with the Browns. Ms. Bell, dear Cleveland media, if you're telling the truth, then you know the truth ain't angry. If you're angry, check your truth. Oh, I ain't angry. You see what I'm saying, Ms. Bell? People say stuff all the time. I take no subliminal shots. People say all kind of stuff. You didn't say me. And even when you do say me, I'm like, all right. Oh, Killer Tofu. 100 Joules, we appreciate you. Nicole B, 200 Joules, we appreciate you. Atlanta, stay 5 Joules, thank you so much. Dog 9, watching it, Shedeur get lied on, drop to 144, get ranked. Coach Prime fight cancer, the Stefanski mistreatment, the lopsided coverage. This is a trauma response to all the BS the fan base is awake now. I listen. I think a lot of people, like, let me just tell you this. There are certain things that I already know going into it. I already know. There's certain stories or whatever the case may be, people go into it, that they already got a slanting angle for it. So I know what it is when people is going to get in a bag about it. See, it's easy to sit here from a perspective and play ignorant. Well, I didn't say anything before. No. You got to realize that when you say media, I'm in the media too, at the highest levels. So if I'm calling out the media, essentially I'm calling out the people I'm part of, right? So there's some good and some bad. It is what it is. But to act like you're going to take offense to somebody saying the media did this, and you say, well, I didn't do that. Why are you internalizing it? Why were you saying, like, I'm in the media too? So when I say something about the media, don't that mean me? Ain't I a part of it? Nah, not really, because my individual merit stands on its own. Nobody's going to accuse me of doing that. You know why? Because I got a track record that's up right here for you in debate. By myself. 1,400 videos. 1,400. That by myself. So I got a track record. I got to learn to stand on my own. I ain't got a badge to hide behind. And I would prefer it that way. Bo Wamey, 1,000 Joules. Bo Wamey, 600 Joules. We appreciate you. Royce Medina, 6 Joules. Appreciate you. Elliot Perry, Jimmy creating the NFL quarterback farm system. Call Shedeur Sanders up to the majors and get him the hell out of the Browns quarterback minor league. I almost had my AFC team. Don't worry about it. You still got an opportunity. Don't let people fast forward what really matters. You put the onus and the merit on it. I get to see Shedeur Sanders play today, and that means I'm dialed in. because I'm trying to see how he's improving. I'm trying to see what he does with this team. I want to see how the team look. This is what counts. I waited all offseason to watch people play. I didn't wait all offseason to do TMZ. I didn't. Respectfully. Why, William Wise, man, to the Cleveland media, why? William, I don't know, man. Well, I kind of do. Let me stop acting like I didn't. Vigilant Hawk says they're mad because two supporters highlight his positive and shows grace for his negatives at scale. Like how they treated Josh Allen and Peyton Manning early in his career. Funny how good support can improve performance. That's another thing, too. You guys can't, and here's another thing, too, that's arrogance. Why are you trying to talk somebody's supporters out of supporting somebody? What are you doing? Like, what? Why? Why are you choosing to die on this hill? And I've seen so many people, even the most sane and level-headed people, walk towards the edge, and I'm like, what? Don't do it. What are you doing? You're trying to, you get nothing out of this. You're trying to talk people out of saying that they believe in a person. You can't talk somebody out of saying, I believe Denzel Washington is the best actor. That's a loss. That's human nature is funny. I don't get in this game to be right. I don't get paid to be right, even though I'll be right a lot of times. I get paid to have a conversation. We have conversations, we let it play out, and then we discuss it. That's all this is. Where did it get turned into? You got to be right about, boy. Booch Wyatt. When two puts up good numbers, they go radio silent. Watson has two good practice, they go crazy. Watson plays poorly, then both quarterbacks look bad. You can't pee on my leg and tell me it's rain. We talked about that as well. Well, both quarterbacks look. Listen, I don't do that both things. Absolutely not. You start attributing people's other behaviors to a whole nother person. I said, listen, y'all need to stop. If Shedeur Sanders is not responsible for everybody lining up correctly. Let's just quit that right now. As an offensive line, you know the snap count. If you jump off sides or you have a false start, that is on you. Period, point blank. Well, how do you know that? Because I was a guy who jumped off sides before. I've been a guy who played offensive line and false started. It's not on the quarterback. It's a lack of concentration on your part. If you're a wide receiver and you know you're supposed to be off the line of scrimmage or on the line of scrimmage, you know whether or not you're supposed to be in motion or you're not in motion. If you don't concentrate and you have an error, it's not on the quarterback, it's on you. But see, what we do is we play these little semantics games and throw things like procedure out there and make people try to believe that they know something they don't. It's not the way it works, bro. But it's all narrative-based. But narratives stop because guess what? When you get people that's going to watch film, show up at practice, and be like, absolutely not. That's not what happened. And now you like, well, I don't know what. Boy. Von Randall, thanks for keeping it 100. Truly enjoy you and Rosie's content. Oh, thank you so much, Von. I appreciate you. JTDE3, we appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you. Sideline Smoke. I say on my podcast, I try not to go overboard, but I got to get it off my chest. Sometimes so many of us hear BS, I have to address it, G, but it's unfiltered. I make sure not to bring up family, though. Hey, thing is, man, you know, sometimes being in this game, you got to realize how you move in a game. You know what I'm saying? And some people have the luxury, like, to not move a certain way. See, I actually work for all these different other outlets. And I'm glad I work for all of them because I understand how to go about my business and how to articulate what I'm trying to say. So for me, yeah, I don't respect certain stuff. I just don't. And so that's cool. Like, I just tell you how I feel about the situation. and how I'm going to move with it. And I try to give people a heads up, and I try to give people the game and really understand that the consumer, as a marketing and business guy, the consumer has the power. Guys, the consumer has the power. You choose what you patronize. You choose. So instead of being mad and angry and going back and forth and having a level of vitriol, utilize your power. Utilize your power. You got it. You look, if you don't like what somebody doing, simply don't. Like the coldest response. Like when people say, like, think about this. I always cracked up in my mind when people say, you know what? Right now my mental health is so tough on Twitter. I'm going to just get off Twitter because it's toxic and I'm going to take a break. Well, listen, if you was really about what you was about, you wouldn't tell nobody you was taking a break. You would just pounce. You would disappear. You would just slide slowly but surely not see the presence. People say, dang, whatever happened to so-and-so? Trust me, I used to be a person that used to go back and forth with people all the time. And I'm glad God straightened me out. He said, listen, if you got ideas about what you want to talk about it and leave it where it's at. Talk about what you want to do and leave it in the ether. They can either agree with it, take it for a grain of salt, or do whatever they want to it. But that's what your goal is and your gift is, to tell you how you feel and make it entertaining. Do it and keep it pushing. But you ain't got to tell nobody you about to get off the internet. Just do it. You ain't got to tell nobody you upset with it. Just be like, yeah, I didn't like that. I don't got to write no review not to go back to a restaurant. I don't got to give you a nasty review. I just simply don't go back no more. E. Chandler, God bless y'all. Shedeur Sanders, go eat. Thank you. Appreciate you. Ms. Bell, 2 wrongs don't make it right, but it feels better. Yeah. You do feel better for a little bit of time. Right? You do feel better for a little bit, but that's fleeting. It's fleeting. And sometimes, you know, I'm held to a different standard because God. I can't say God, and then the rules that he even gave me, I don't like them because it don't really hit in my soul good enough. So I'm gonna ignore that one. Nah, that ain't part of the program. You sign up for all the good, the bad, and the ugly, or the ones that you have a trouble with. And I got trouble with. You got to watch your mouth. You got to guard your speech. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want nobody to disqualify me and say, well, I used to like G. Bush. He used to keep it real. But what he said about so-and-so crossed the line. So I don't know if I can listen to what he's saying. Now you cutting off now you cutting off people's ears because they don't like how you moving. So I ain't going to act like I'm holier out there now. I didn't cross lines before. I used to have all kind of crazy stuff that I used to say and get back. But you know what? It's all about saying, like, you know what? That was wrong. That was on me. I shouldn't have been doing that. I was young at the time. Even when I wasn't young, I was old. I was just in my bag. And I wasn't supposed to be in my bag. So, Mike Stephanie, I can't wait for the Shedeur to be quarterback one and ball out so I can be as petty as I really want to be. Petty cash account is ready. Now, your super chats is funny, though. Petty super chats is alive and well. We appreciate those. Petty super chats is a thing. DJ97. Speaking facts, my guy. Let's get a win today. Also, thank you for the barbershop tea. You're a real one. Although you be snitching. Let's go. Hashtag New Cleveland barbershop top 5 final cut. Hey, DJ97. I ain't snitched yet, but don't have your dog off the leash though. I will call the dog warden. Especially, don't you do that. You know it's kids around here. Your dog off the leash. Everybody's, my dog don't bite. Yes, they do. Sassy Southern Creations. I'm just here to support my nephew and it shows the teams to go Browns. Hashtag New Cleveland. Hashtag show your work. Birthday is tomorrow. Virgo season. Sassy Southern Creations. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for your support. And we want to appreciate that you have been one of the individuals that has supported the channel so much. We appreciate you and have a blessed birthday. Booch Wyatt. I'm a habitual line stepper. Keep me lifted in prayer, barbershop. This prayer is for all the habitual line steppers. We are touching and agreeing that the Lord will work with you and make sure that you don't be stepping over lines that is not meant to be stepped over. E. Chandler, God put you in the leadership role for a reason, discernment, IQ, character, and love of the game. Keep it up, fam. Thank you so much. Y'all keep me prayed up, man. You know, sometimes it's difficult. You know, I'm just like y'all. I see stuff, I'm like, man, I don't like that. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sit back and just watch him work. Just watch him work. I always think about it like this. He know how it's going to turn out. I sleep well at night because I understand that whatever I'm going through at the time, it was the only way that was going to happen. Whether it was because I needed to learn something or whether it wasn't the time or whether it wasn't. And he don't miss. He don't miss. And we don't know. You just got to trust in the plan. JSU Auntie, 250 joules. We appreciate you. The real chef boy Rod. Thank you. Boyardee. That's it. The real chef Boyardee. That was good. I like that. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Get ready for that film review. Let's roll. Angel Tullis, 1,000 joules. Thank you so much. JSU Auntie, 2 joules. Appreciate you. E_Chandler became a member. Thank you so much and welcome to the family. Mike Stephanie is crazy how these cats be fanning out over other sports quarterbacks. Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. But sometimes playing sports kind of strips you of that. You know what I'm saying? At 1_2_N_V. Thank you so much for being a member. Shedeur has entered the Browns facility with wired headphones and blocking out the noise. He looked rested and focused. Let's go. #New Cleveland. There we go. It's your opportunity. Don't focus. Do your thing. Nice TYB 9265 10 joules. We appreciate you. G Fish says, I'm a Shedeur fan. I watch his show. I enjoy football talk. I'm an Eagles fan. It's something going on in Philly with the same. It's the same thing going on in Philly with Jalen Hurts with the media. You know, it's so crazy, G Fish. Ironically, it's something going on in Baltimore with the media with Lamar Jackson. I find it funny that Lamar Jackson got 2 MVPs and he got the most to prove. I think that's ironic. Jalen Hurts done been in 2 Super Bowls and then won one. People in Cleveland talk about, if you just win, we'll like you. Stop. It don't work in Philadelphia. He done been in 2 Super Bowls. We ain't never seen a Super Bowl. The reality of the situation is the goalpost is going to move for people you like or you don't like and what you stand for. It ain't never going to be enough. People say, how much does he have to go through? It ain't going to, because if Shedeur becomes a quarterback, it'll be he ain't play enough in sample size. We still need a quarterback. If he play well enough and got enough games and he's balling, then they say, do it 2 years in a row. If he do it 2 years in a row, they're going to say, okay, well, you good, but you only a top 15 quarterback. You're about 15 to 17. Can you pay him all this money? I think you should go after so-and-so. Then when he get the contract, well, they gave him a big contract. Is he worth the money? If he loses a game in the 4th quarter, we keep paying $200 and so million for this person. He's the highest paid quarterback, and he's still, if he does that, he is the highest paid quarterback. He starts doing films. He starts doing Nike commercials. See, we lost the game yesterday because he was on. You see how this thing works? It's a never-ending story. You just got to focus and keep pushing. Adam McKenzie, 100 joules. We appreciate you. Neil Gray, until we own our own NFL team, we can't really dictate what these owners do to the team. Shedeur has a more teaching for Monken than Stefanski. That's a plus. I'll give you that. And by the way, I mean, you got to understand, bro. You're talking about a club that that's why people be like, oh, the wealth gap. I'm like, bro, yeah, listen, ownership is a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. I mean, even if you got money, People don't know this. Even if you got enough money to buy a team, the NFL owners and the board has to approve the sale of that team to you. So even if you got the funds and the capital to get it, you still got to audition. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Sideline Smoke, my goal is to one day hope on your show in the future. Sideline Smoke Unfiltered, I tell you what. I'm telling you, we always got our doors open to new content, new creators. And keep grinding. I'm sure it'll come to pass. Keep grinding. See, shout out to BTSN, shout out to Auntie Faye, shout out to, KSAP, shout out to, all those individuals. Keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? That's light. Just keep putting that's light, bro. You know what I'm saying? We always continuously highlight new channels. So it's just about linking up, man. Saint Ivy. I pray that they don't play the 4s and 5s like Stefanski did the first game that Shedeur balled out in. Hey, listen, I don't care who they play. Go out there and kill it. I think Shedeur in a different area, different time frame now. He built for it. Go out there and kill it. If they want to play their 4s out there, tell them, listen, you trip. I'm going to run up and down the field on these 4s and 5s. That's what we going to do. Stefan Wilson. So we blaming the coach again. This is sad. In terms of what? I'm not blaming, I ain't blaming the coach. People ask me, is this the same as Stefanski? I tell them all the time, no. He's actually getting the opportunity, right? But at this point, this is the year that we're talking about. I think a lot of people need to move forward and be like, okay, he got this opportunity, and now we working on ourselves. We working on our game. We working on what we doing. We trying to see what the maturation is in his game. So what we do is we come out here and you cook, and you let your game speak for what it is, and you sit it right on top Monkey's doorstep. You see how we moving? Boom. It's how we rolling. Make him make the decision. If he want to start Deshaun Watson, you still prepare like you one play away. And when you get in the game, you kill it again. Sometimes some people don't never get their job back. Tom Brady. Ask Drew Bledsoe about Tom Brady. B. Pender, 47, 10 jewels. Thank you so much. Just saying, social media is revealing and expose of people's character. We have to guard our peace and totally ignore the foolishness. I'm thankful for the revelation, and I move accordingly. That's all. Trust me, I'm not saying I'm no better than nobody else. I get emotional. Heck, I got emotional just now on the show. But that's because I'm a person that cares about the game of football, and I got into it to talk about football, not about tabloids. That's not what we came for. And I think we do a disservice to our fan base and the people around the world who count on us to deliver entertaining content about the Cleveland Browns. And I don't think we're at a point where we're doing that as a collective. We're just not. Mud wrestling is not content. You can sell a few more records by doing beef. You can sell a few more records by doing diss tracks, but you can't make a career off diss tracks. Right now, we are in preseason football, and the only thing I'm seeing is back and forth arguing between people who are supposed to be covering the team and Shedeur Sanders fan base. We're not getting no analysis of these games. We're not getting no conversation. Then we got another segment of the population that's talking about why these games don't matter and why we should be losing. And it's crazy. People is around in other countries that don't have access to Browns content, don't have access to Cleveland Browns local information. People in different states that don't got the Sunday ticket. The internet has made it possible where you can be able to talk to so many people across this great country and to establish a fan base. But we taking time out of our schedules to do that. And instead of making a connection with the fans, we telling them why their team is trash. Come on, man. We didn't get into this game. I'm sure at some point in time, I know we get jaded. We didn't get into this game to do that. We got into the game to talk about sports, or maybe that's just what I did. So for me, yeah, I'm a former player. I'm not saying that a regular journalist who never played don't have the same ability to learn the game, talk about the game, be entertaining, and be at the highest levels. It's not about what you did back then. It's about your work today. That's why show your work hits different. I ain't saying validate G. Bush because I played football. I'm saying validate G. Bush because I'm going to take the time, energy, and effort to go out here and put on for these blogs, talk about these games, and I'm going to put my work out there to be shown. And then you decide whether or not it's something you want to patronize. Show your work. Couple more super chats. We're going to take a little quick break. Then we're going to get back to some more work. You know what it is. Browns-Bills watch party. Show your work. Bo Wamey, 550 jewels. We appreciate you. Just plain thankful. 440 jewels. Thank you so much. Be more Samad. They acting like Shedeur tweeted wild things and called a race of people names. My bad. That was Josh. Oh, you know what? See, this is why. This is why. With that being said, you already know where I'm going to show up at. Make sure you catch us for that Browns-Bills watch party coming up here in a couple minutes. About a half hour, we get ready to go. And we appreciate every single person in here. Let's get ready for the game. Let's get ready to talk about this game. And let's get energized. Go get you some tea, some coffee. Figure it out. Be right back here on the barbershop. Mick Purnell, if you bleed orange and brown, don't boo our team. I mean, we ain't doing no booing. We just waiting. Ain't no booing. Let's roll. With that being said, you never know what you but show on radio, television, there, but when a fresh cut, final cut, the real cut on sports, you already know what it is. Have a good rest of your 30 minutes. We'll see you back here on the other side. Don't go nowhere. And as always, go Browns.